I work with a lot of teenagers. In fact, over the last few months, I've spoken to about 10,000 teens across Australia. And it's amazing. We go to schools, we have these massive outreaches, times of praise and worship, times where people encounter the Lord. You cannot imagine the amount of messages, emails, Instagram, TikTok comments we get from people who have been impacted by the love of God through these outreaches. It is absolutely amazing. For the first time ever, many of them would have experienced the love of God for the first time. 12 years of Catholic education, and never have many of them experienced the adoration of Jesus in the Eucharist. Just imagine 5,000 young people, and we come out with Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. And they're worshiping God in a way that they never even thought they would ever do. And tears coming down their face, and this amazing meeting with the resurrected Christ. How amazing does that sound? In fact, it is absolutely amazing. We cannot believe that we get to stand in those moments. But here's the thing. We make sure, and you need to understand, and we need to understand, that these mountaintop experiences are incredible and necessary. Jesus took his disciples up the mountain so that they could experience his love, so they could experience the extraordinary. Think about the transfiguration. This was a resurrection moment. This was an encounter moment. This was an adoration moment. But then what happened after that? Then they had to go down and they had to face the war of the crucifixion. It was not easy. It was the most difficult thing they could ever have experienced, to stay by Christ's side even when everything around them was telling them to run away. In fact, some did run away and some did return. What am I saying here? That it is really, really hard to truly follow Jesus. It's amazing to encounter his love. It's incredible that these young people get to experience the love of Jesus, but we will be selling them short if we tell them that their whole Christian walk is going to be like this. The whole Christian walk is going to be moments where they can sense the presence of God, where they can feel God's love, where they can bow down in obedience and sit there. You know as well as I do that following Jesus is tough. It is difficult. And Jesus himself in today's gospel tells us that you need to calculate the cost, because it is going to be really difficult to follow Jesus. But it's going to be worth it. There's nothing more amazing, nothing more fulfilling than knowing that Jesus is by your side. Though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, God will never leave your side, especially if you walk with him and choose to include Jesus in your life. But it's not about just including Jesus in your life. It's about making Jesus all of your life. And again, Jesus says, how are you going to do that if you don't calculate? Because it's going to cost a lot. It's going to cost you everything to die to your own will, to follow Jesus. Yes, these encounter moments are good, and we long for it, and these are moments that quicken us, that give us the strength to die to our own wills. But never forget, to follow Jesus is expensive. Not money expensive, but it's expensive because it's going to cost you everything. Are you ready to pay the cost? Are you ready to lay down your life for Jesus? And this is how much you need to love Jesus, more than husbands and wives, more than even your children. To love God with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with all of your soul. This is what it costs, to lay down your life for the love of God, to choose God's will over your will. Painful, but I can tell you what, it's worth it.